Hello. I thought I would try something different. Rather talk rather than kind of go off script. So it's kind of a bit weird. Plus, for some strange reason, for this one, I generally really like how close it is to my face. So it's slightly new. I'm trying not to look into the viewfinder. So I'm going to be talking about the Avengers and Infinity War, and I have to say, I was so hyped to see this. I was so excited. I've been talking about it, and yeah, I saw it, and I was so hyped when I bought this ticket. I was like, yes, can't wait. You know, one thing that spoilt it was a family and their 4 kids. Before I go on the review, literally major key points, and this video will contain spoilers. Major key points? Yeah, every single kid in that line was screaming and going like, "Mom, who's that? Why is that happening?" And it got so bad, it was over the point. You could hear them over the soundtrack of it being really loud. Now imagine, it's a huge... Oh no, I would say, just imagine it being so loud that you can't really hear a lot. You can hear the film going on, but these kids were screaming. Not just one of them, all 4. It took me out of the film at really important parts. They'd be dead quiet, and then roar. I'm gonna rant about this in another video because it just pissed me off, and I know no. Oh. So, Infinity War. Good film. I generally really liked it. There was lots of things happening. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that there wasn't a lot. They kept me entertained from what I could hear about it. Goddamn kids. But I could generally see myself looking to go see this again. I even just pre-ordered the Blu-ray special edition, limited tin, steelbook edition, and I'm really kind of happy about that. As I said, this is going to contain spoilers. So first of all, the story was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought that the story was engaging. I thought the humor was absolutely fantastic. The way that Tony interacted with Stephen, Doctor Strange, thought it was perfect. Thought it was the right amount of banter that they had. Or should I say banner? So yeah, it was fun. Everyone in the kind of Avengers universe, when they talk to like Tony, they obviously have some respect, but obviously because Stephen's never met Tony, boom, he was completely different. I'm drinking tea, and it's from my Little Mermaid cup. Yeah, whatever, I like the Little Mermaid. I like the cup. I love big cups. Anyway, so when I was watching all this, it felt like the story was finally progressing. We've had 10 years of this most amazing story that's been kind of leading up, and it pulled off perfectly. I thought it was great. The way that Spider-Man was, he, again, is possibly one of my favourite characters in this. And obviously, he talked quite a bit. He was very funny, very witty, and I really liked that kind of the pop culture references, especially like aliens. I thought, oh, it's awesome, and it just felt very funny. Even when Tony says, "Can you stop doing pop culture references? That's it." I thought it was actually generally really kind of interesting. There were key moments, especially like with Thor. I wasn't a really big fan of Thor in Thor Ragnarok. In Thor Ragnarok, it was very kind of, I'm really jokey, and you know, it's following on from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Let's just make tons and tons of jokes, and it was very kind of off for him. Let's say that. But in Infinity War, he was good. I really wholeheartedly enjoyed it. He was one of the best characters, especially when he gets Stormbreaker. Boom. Especially when he interacted with Guardians of the Galaxy. I kind of didn't realize that Thor could breathe in space. That was a new thing to me. I generally liked it, and I thought, do you know what? That's something a little bit different. Now I'm probably going to get comments of like, yeah, he could always do that, Mark, and be like, oh, did he? Okay. So the way that he had to go across and get Stormbreaker and then reincite a star was actually generally fascinating. I thought, oh, he's going to burn up quite quickly, but he didn't. He didn't. Again, spoilers. I don't know why I'm doing this sort of video. Maybe it's a new trend of what I'm going to do. Maybe it's because the lens is really close to me rather than anything. Maybe I finally got the background I want blurred. I have to admit, throughout the film, and this is probably what a lot of people are going to be saying, is that everybody got enough screen time. It wasn't like in favor of like, oh, let's just do Robert Downey Jr. Let's just keep Chris Hemsworth. Like, it's all about them. But no, it was very equally balanced, and I kind of really liked that. When watching it, I thought, why didn't they use like the time stone quite a lot? But as my friend Graham was saying, oh, actually, you use the time stone, you're kind of like taking stuff from the universe and you can't use that and it would kind of hurt. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. So I was generally kind of happy with that one. I think that in this film, there was a lot of time. They've obviously spent so much time to put this story together. To actually say, look, this is the story that we've been building up for months and months. This is a story that we've been building up for years, and it paid off. It generally paid off. In one of the scenes, you have Doctor Strange sitting on a rock, and everyone's like, "Are you okay?" And he's looking through all the different kind of universes, everything to see the outcome. So not universes, but kind of the outcomes of the fight. And he says, I think it's like 42.4 million or 44 million. But there's only one way. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. You've seen through that many fights. That must be really interesting. Can you imagine if that was on the Blu-ray? Yeah, there's 44 million deleted scenes of the stuff that we filmed. Oh, that'd be so good. But mainly apart from one outcome, they're all the same. Thanos defeats Tony and the others, and that's pretty much it. So that was actually kind of interesting. The way that Peter gets the Iron Spider suit, actually really loved it. The way that it was generally funny when he got it from Tony, and especially when he put it on, and like later on you see the spider legs. Oh my god, was it a fantastic kind of like, just a part of that story. It was fantastic, and I really enjoyed that. And then when obviously you got, there's just so much. It's very kind of hard to talk about it. So some of my favorite points, again, with Spider-Man, I really like the way Thanos was. Thanos, you kind of think, oh, I'm going to hate him. Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm just going to generally hate the guy. It's not going to be the best thing in the world. And then all of a sudden, you generally like the guy. Not the fact that he's killing everyone. Not the fact that he's trying to get the Infinity Stones. It was just very kind of relatable. Yeah, because I want all the Infinity Stones, so I wouldn't mind them, but, you know. But he was very, you could see why he was doing this, and I thought that was actually generally fantastic. So one thing that happens with Star-Lord that I generally really liked is the fact that he's trying to sneak up on Thanos. He's already altered the reality for it, so he's got the Reality Stone, and he makes everybody believe that Gamora has killed Thanos, and it's like, wow, that's really cool. So when he goes for Drax, and he just turns him into stuff. So like, it looks like he's cut Drax up completely, and he's gone. You're like, ooh, didn't see that coming. And when he goes for Mantis as well, I'm going to call her Mantis. But when he goes for her and turns it into kind of spaghetti, that's it. I thought, oh my god, they're gone. They're out. But then as soon as Thanos leaves, they revert back, and I'm like, oh, okay. So the fight, I think the one thing that really sticks in my mind is the fight scenes. The fight scenes for Thanos against like Tony, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and then some of the Guardians. That was the one thing that really kind of stuck in my head a lot more, and especially when you see Nebula. I couldn't remember her name. Especially when Nebula comes in as well, I was like, wow, that's absolutely awesome. Now I'm not going to tell you all the stuff that is going to happen because I might be here for 2 hours. So just go see it. Some of the things to take away, especially leading up to the second film, which is out next year, and I really hope they bring it together. That's one thing I think we have a massive big gripe against, is the fact of how long we're waiting. We shouldn't have to wait a year. So it would be kind of nice if this came out in the summer, or if this came out a lot closer to the time, maybe the end of the year, because I do feel like it's the same thing as what they did with Harry Potter, and they kind of separated it, where people will forget. And obviously cinemas will do like the Infinity War Part 1 that you can go back and see, and then you can watch the second one straight after, which, to be honest, I'm very tempted on doing that one. I've never done something like that before. Can you imagine if they did every single Marvel... No, they did. Some places in America did every single Marvel film. I would have done that. It would have taken a long time, but I would have done that. Generally, this film is something that I would wholeheartedly go and see. It's something that I plan on going to see again, hopefully with friends or with someone, I don't know. Just because the first time I saw it, I was very kind of... the family ruined it for me, and that's going to be a separate video that I'm going to do in a moment. But the film, I would say, is possibly one of the best Marvel films that they've done, especially the way that every single character got equal screen time. Didn't get, like, no one got really left behind. Everybody got enough time, and you know, Thor and Thanos were the ones that really stole the show. And I was very kind of like, oh, I thought it'd be at least Spider-Man or Tony that did it, but no, it was Thanos and Thor. Really kind of like hit that one. So I definitely go recommend it. If you're not going to see it, I definitely recommend getting it on Blu-ray and adding Steelbook. Looks kind of cool. So hopefully that'll be a thing that I'll be getting. Well, it is, because I paid for it. But yeah, it was a really good film. It doesn't do it justice. You kind of think that you could have told the entire film within, well, 4 hours, effectively. You know, I would have wholeheartedly have sat there for 4 hours watching this, and I would have been really happy. The characters from Black Panther were absolutely amazing, and it felt like it only like maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of days had passed since the events in Black Panther. So yeah, I wholeheartedly liked it, and I just want to go see it again. And normally I can only see films a few times. I would see this a few times, and I generally kind of really like that sort of thing. But yeah, go see it. Hopefully I've kind of given my thoughts on it. I don't know, maybe I'll record another one. Who knows? Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. If you've liked this video, you know, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. If you want to check out all the other videos on the channel, and if you want to help out on Patreon, link is in the description down below. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.